Hi, it's Stephanie. So, who here remembers HBO's True Blood from last summer? They did an interesting viral marketing campaign utilizing the internet and even real life to pretend like real vampires were coming out of the coffin. It confused a lot of people online, especially. They ended up coming to a lot of the real vampire sites, wondering if this was part of the show, wondering if fictional vampires were really real. It causes a lot of confusion for them, and it's annoying for the people on the real vampire sites. Now, of course, HBO's second season of True Blood is coming out, and they're doing the same thing again. Plus, there's a couple of other shows, I think, coming out on TV shortly, and they seem to be using a similar sort of ad campaign, blurring the line between reality and fiction. While it's kind of amusing, it's also troublesome for some, and I just wonder what people on YouTube think about it. This is an example of one of the viral marketing videos that is on YouTube right now, and it's not for True Blood, it's for another show. What do you think about this one?
I'm Daisy Whitney, and this is the BloodCast News Network, the only news source dedicated to bringing you all the news you need to exist in a world full of vampires, whether anyone believes you or not. Vampirism is alive and well in South Florida, and all the humans are safe, according to a very heartening news report in the Broward Palm Beach News-Times. The paper reports that real-world vampires in the area, who like to wear dark clothes and party like it's 1999 to Depeche Mode tunes at all of the clubs, are also adhering to a strict vampire code of ethics. Who knew there was one? But there is. According to a vampire named Christopher, quoted in the paper, if a vampire must consume human blood, certain stipulations in the code need to be followed. Testing the donor blood and exercising discretion and safety. So we here at the BCNN did a little more digging and uncovered the Voices of the Vampire Community, a website dedicated to such real-world vampires. According to the site, vampires often, having normal human lifespan, awaken to their vampirism in their 20s, and some feed on human blood, but apparently not in any sort of amount that would kill or harm a human, more like a little nick, a scratch, a cut, kind of a dash or seasoning of blood. As far as we are concerned, this is a positive movement for vampire-human relations, and that's what we're all about here. As always, I'll see you back here next week, and if I don't, well, I'll know what happened to you, and you'll know what happened to me, or maybe I became a donor.
Then there's also this one, which just came out today, the 10th. This June, HBO will launch the second season of True Blood, a soap opera featuring psychics, vampires, and shapeshifters based on the Southern Vampire Mysteries series by Charlene Harris. This story takes place in a world where vampires have discovered a synthetic beverage that can slake their thirst for blood. No longer a threat to humans, many vampires reveal themselves to the public, form advocacy groups, and begin dating human waitresses. Set in rural Louisiana, the vampires' struggle against prejudice carries strong echoes of the civil rights movement. Last year's season drew an average audience of 7.8 million viewers per episode. This was due, at least in part, to one of the most bizarre marketing campaigns in history. HBO hired an agency called Campfire New York NYC to use a technique known as viral marketing. The strategy was to pique interest in True Blood by deliberately confusing fact and fiction. This was primarily done online, where websites such as TrueBeverage.com were created, complete with product descriptions of various synthetic blood types. Vampire profiles began to appear on MySpace, Facebook, and LiveJournal, complete with fake news and fake discussions on how True Blood would affect the vampire political structure. YouTube clips began to circulate in which actors and fangs snarled into webcams that the hackers who had found their secret vampire websites would pay. Viral marketing even spread to the offline world. Outdoor ads for True Blood went up in some cities, and vending machines were even modified to sell the mysterious substance. Strangely, the machines were always sold out. There are even sightings, or rumors of sightings, of True Blood delivery trucks. With the success of the first season, HBO has ratcheted up their viral marketing. BloodCopy, a blog created last summer, has been expanded. The blog now features ads by real companies promoting fictional products. Much like True Blood, the products advertised on BloodCopy are marketed to fictional vampires. A Geico ad exclaims that even vampires can save 15%. Harley-Davidson advertises a fictional motorcycle to vampires with the tagline, "Outrun the Sun." Occasionally, existing products are endorsed, but from the perspective of a fictional vampire. It is rumored that more of these ads are scheduled to appear in major media outlets. And what is the public's response to this? Judging by the posts on BloodCopy, it would seem to range from mild annoyance to smoldering rage. Several posters state that they are not amused and vow never to watch True Blood. A similar outrage followed Columbia Broadcasting adaptations of The War of the Worlds on Halloween 1938, the radio show that told H.G. Wells' story of a Martian invasion through a series of phony news broadcasts. The blogosphere was also disrupted when BloodCopy approached Gawker Media, a network of commercial blogs. Gawker's marketing department agreed to feature posts from the viral marketing campaign on the company's blogs, a move that thoroughly irritated much of Gawker's editorial staff. The campaign played this arrangement to the hilt and posted that BloodCopy had been purchased by Gawker Media. Campfire NYC, the mastermind behind the ruse, then sent out an email inviting people to a rooftop party celebrating the merger. The bottom of the invitation states that True Blood will be served. Kindly refrain from wearing silver jewelry. This caused Business Insider to report that BloodCopy had actually been acquired by Gawker Media. In a retraction, Nicholas Carlson wrote that the viral marketing campaign had crossed the line. HBO and Gawker's marketing department have defended their actions by pointing out that vampires are not real. Chris Batty of Gawker said he was surprised that so many people took this at face value. A representative from HBO commented, "Considering that it's clearly stated that a vampire is running this blog, the faux aspect of it really isn't hidden." The problem with this defense is that there is a community of self-identified vampires, which existed long before Charlene Harris wrote her first vampire novel, and many vampires actually do write blogs. Furthermore, HBO is aware of this community and attempted to bring it into the viral marketing campaign. During my research for Vampires Today, The Truth About Modern Vampires, I was shown a press release promoting True Blood that was sent from HBO Media Relations to a vampire house. The vampires wisely chose to ignore it rather than add to the confusion. The real vampire community, as this group has come to collectively refer to itself, is in a strange position of experiencing an unprecedented level of media attention, even as they are often projectively characterized as being unable to discern media from reality. Don Reimer, a former police officer and occult crimes expert, recently claimed that the Twilight novels by Stephanie Myers have caused teenagers to become delusional and murderous. So at the same time viral marketing is vigorously blending fact with fiction, there is a concern that Americans lack the ability to distinguish vampire novels from reality. Is the viral marketing campaign unethical? Certainly the claim that vampires are not real is a poor defense for such an elaborate ruse. This position evokes a worldview in which reality consists only of what can be empirically proven to exist, and that anyone who believes otherwise is foolish or somehow deserves to be deceived. While this worldview has strong rhetorical value, we know that few people actually subscribe to it. According to a recent Pew Forum survey, 79% of Americans mostly or completely believe in the reality of miracles. 68% mostly or completely believe that angels and demons are active in the world. Popular or ecclesiastical beliefs, such as the idea that certain people require blood or energy to sustain their health, are more vulnerable to ridicule than tenets of organized religion, like the existence of God, heaven, and hell. But suppose HBO launched a miniseries based on the Left Behind books by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. Would they dare to promote the show through a blog featuring phony news about missing persons and the growing popularity of the United Nations? Would they send press releases to dispensationalist Christian groups? Of course not. It has always been true that art imitates life and life imitates art, but those who blur the line between fact and fiction should remember that empirical knowledge comprises only a small portion of what the average person believes. This article is by Joseph Laycock, and it's on Religion Dispatches. I also wondered, would these programs spoof witches the same way that they're spoofing vampires? I mean, if you have a show like Charmed, are you going to put links to Wiccan websites? I don't think so. So, what are your comments?